Liverpool FC is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips and I will spell, because they don't just play.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. Just going to do a quick review of Marseille versus Liverpool, which took place yesterday evening in France. Now, it was overall a very good victory for Liverpool. Liverpool are now fourth in the Champions League table, and it is pretty obvious that they are now going to move forward this season towards the Champions League knockouts. Now, they are fully qualified for the knockouts. The draw will take place in the very near future, and then we will know exactly what Liverpool's fate is in the Champions League as they make their journey towards, hopefully, European Cup number 7. Now, we're just going to have a look at these statistics from yesterday's game, because I can assure you that they are very, very telling, and I want Liverpool fans to listen very, very carefully to this segment of the video. Now, I'm going to go through the stats very briefly, and then I'm going to tell you what the most important lesson is from yesterday's game. And I want you to listen really, really carefully, because this is going to educate you in terms of where Arne Slot is, in terms of what he can and can't do as a manager. Now, Marseille had 57% of the possession compared to Liverpool's 43. They had 15 shots compared to Liverpool's 12. They had 4 shots on target, which was the same as Liverpool, and they completed almost 600 passes compared to Liverpool's passes, which were less than 400 in total during the 90 minutes. Now, this is the most important lesson that I want you to learn today. Now, the temptation is to get extremely excited about yesterday's result, and the temptation is to say, Liverpool are back. This is the temptation, and I saw a lot of this online, and I understand how people feel. Liverpool have played very badly for a very long time. The style of play has been absolutely atrocious, and to see them playing good football was a real breath of fresh air. Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the one thing that I want to do, which I always do, is I will put this game into its correct context. Now, Arne Slot has had a very bad season by the very high standards of Liverpool FC, and what is the reason for this? The reason for this is mainly because teams have played a low block against him. They have played a low block against the Liverpool team, and he has been able to get results, but he has done it with a very, very turgid style of play, and he has had also some shocking periods during the season where he has been unable to secure wins. He has at times been unable to secure draws. So the low block is a system whereby players, the opposition players, get behind the ball. They leave hardly anybody forward, and they leave all the players of the Liverpool team completely marked. They cramp the areas, they make things very claustrophobic, and then Liverpool find it very hard to play football through the low block. So why am I mentioning this? I'm mentioning this because Marseille were the home team yesterday. The onus was on them to win the game. The onus was on them to entertain their fans. They did not play a low block, so we still do not know if Arne Slot can deal with a low block, because yesterday Liverpool played on the break. They played a counter-attacking European style of football, which I think older Liverpool fans will remember from the days of Gerard Houllier. So was it a good win? Yes. Did Liverpool play well? Yes. Is it the answer to all of our problems? Certainly not. Now, just to wrap this video up, because I don't want it to be too long, my last video about AFCON ended up being 17 minutes, the extended Lord of the Rings edition. Now, this video, I want it to be a bit shorter, so I'm just going to get to the point. I am going to tell you something very, very important now. Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, and Florian Wirtz were an excellent combination, I thought, yesterday, and I think it begs the question, why on earth did they play together starting from the beginning for only the 12th time out of 32 Liverpool games in a season when Liverpool have not played well. Now, as far as I am concerned, the 4 most intelligent forwards in the Liverpool squad are Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, and Federico Chiesa when he is fit. So to have Salah, to have Ekitike, and to have Florian Wirtz playing together for only the 12th time in 32 games when hardly any of them have been injured is quite extraordinary, and it begs questions of Arne Slot's selection philosophy. So I remember that Hugo Ekitike was suspended for a little while after a very silly red card, but apart from that, all three players have been fit throughout most of the season, so there is no justification for them to play only 12 times together. And we saw that they were an excellent combination. I think Mohamed Salah was very good yesterday, considering that he lost an AFCON semi-final only a few days ago. It shows his tremendous mental strength. And I want to see these three together in every single game where they are fit from now until the end of the season. If Arne Slot does that, he has a reasonable chance of finishing the fourth position in the Premier League and perhaps doing some damage in the Champions League also. So this leads me on to the end of the video. Why is Arne Slot suddenly picking his best team? Why is he suddenly picking strong teams? Why is Gakpo suddenly not playing? Now, I am going to put forward a theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but this is my theory. Now, I believe that Arne Slot knew in October or November that he very well might get the bullet, especially after they got slaughtered at home by PSV and Forest within a few days of each other. Now, I think Mohamed Salah's interview actually saved the job of the Liverpool manager because, in a sense, because Salah called the manager out in public, the manager had to be defended by the club, and it therefore made it almost impossible to sack Arne Slot at that moment. Because if Arne Slot had been sacked after the Salah interview, it would have looked like a Real Madrid scenario where a manager has been sacked because a player does not like him. So I think Salah saved his job in the autumn. I think it became very clear that there were no people available to take Arne Slot's job. Alonso was in Madrid. Luis Enrique is obviously still at PSG. Jurgen Klopp, I think, is very unlikely to come back. Julian Nagelsmann is still the manager of Germany. So therefore, Arne Slot, I think, knew that Liverpool have very few options. Now, it is quite interesting that since Xavi Alonso has lost his job, he has played the strongest lineup. Arne Slot, I'm talking about. He has played the strongest possible lineup for 2 games. I think this is extremely interesting, and I think we are now going to see Arne Slot pick the strongest team in every single game, regardless of the competition, all the way until the end of the season. Okay, I'm going to end the video there, but I would like you to like, subscribe, and share. I would like you to add in the comments what you think about the game against Marseille, what you think about the low block, and what do you think about the future of Arne Slot. Is he now in pole position to recover? Should he be given an extension, or are we still looking for a review at the end of the season to see if he is elite enough to be the manager of this great football club?
But there's nothing down.
The rest of the lads ain't got it sussed.
We'll have to learn them to talk like us.
Well, I'm repping now. I'm repping for fun. I'm your goalie.